Hi guys, hope we're all really well. Review time again. This one is board number 3 of the boards that I've shaped myself. So thanks again to Sam at Manana Surfboards for letting me use the bay and giving me his technical support. And he actually did a nice pass on the bottom for this one just to help me out, because getting it down from the 3.5, 3 3/4 that the blank was down to what I wanted would have been a heck of a long time for me with a short form. so cheers Sam, appreciate that. This one was actually made with a friend of mine in mind, so I'm really hoping he likes it, because if he likes it, this will be a really cheap board for him. You know, he'll get a shaped blank for next to nothing. So yeah, I hope he likes it. And yeah, the inspiration was he's been riding some more traditional boards with more like 50-50 rails, but we both ride quite similar styles. We're both not really nose riders, both like to ride off the tail, and he's been really keen on a board that was more like early 2000s inspired, but with a bit of modern too. And this is the way a lot of longboards are sort of trending back towards now. A lot of longboards are I think the nose riding and the performance has all gelled together in the modern longboarding, which is really nice, because the traditional boards have got some design features that, quite frankly, in my opinion, the features that are made for nose riding could slightly hold back your performance surfing. So if you wanted to ride off the tail, a traditional log's not necessarily the best way for you to go, but you can get both elements if you do it right. So yeah, we were talking about boards. He was really keen on something like the Big Tavish Fireball, which has been updated over the years, and other recent shapes like that. So yeah, I started off with that idea. This one's nice and wide. This one's going to be coming in at 23 and nearly 3/4. So it's a really wide board. It's 9'7", so it's a really long board. I've taken it down to, I think we're looking at about 3 and somewhere between about 3 and 3/16, so between 3 1/4 and 3.5 basically. Say my friend, he's had some injury, so he needs to knee paddle. So this is it's a question of keeping the width for stability and keeping the volume and the length to get that trim. So what I've tried to do is I've tried to keep the deck quite thick, but I've pared these rails down quite well. So we've got basically a 60-40, or just a modern rail in all of the middle third, and then it goes to a hard edge in the back. So there's no rounded tail that's on the nose riders. The rounded tail's there to grab the water to keep you up on the nose. And I thinned the nose out quite a bit, but the nose template is still reasonably there. So you'll be able to see from the outline there. So yeah, so we've got quite a wide middle. The nose is still pretty decent, but it's not huge. And then the tail's pulled in, but there's still enough width there to keep going. As I say, you've got a pretty nice rocker. Personally, I would have quite liked to keep a little bit flatter tail rocker, but I think the actual net result was all right. And this actually came out of a 9/8 nose rider blank, so the rocker is actually one of the flatter rockers you can get. So it was basically flattening out a rocker is really hard, so I didn't even attempt to do that. And I quite like the rocker that was in it, and the foil that was in the blank was quite good. So yeah, the rockers as it is. The deck's quite domed off, so it's quite pinched down. It comes from a very high point there to being quite low at the rails, and I've aimed to get a long hard edge. It's V double in the back, so there's a V double running all the way to probably about here, and then you've got this nice big wide stable part in the middle for paddling or knee paddling, and then the rail stays modern and 60-40 through here, and then it just comes back up to being more 50-50 and rounded in the nose, so nothing catches. And I've tried to thin the nose out quite a bit as well, because I say me and my friend both really not that into nose riding, so having the nose for paddle power and the reasonably low medium rocker is quite nice, should be quite nice for paddling in. And yeah, there's no concave in the nose. Underneath, as I say, we've literally got flat all the way through here, flat center part for paddling, and then from about here the hard edge carries all the way onto the hard edge starts blending out just about here, and there is a V double that kind of, the V starts from about here, and then it's got double in it there, so it gets deepest about where the fin box is, the middle of the fin box, which I talked through with Sam, and I thought that was a really good idea. So it's the V double is deepest here, and then it just mellows out a bit through the tail, so it's kind of like it's coming in here and fading out there, but there's still V in the tail, but not excessive. And then the middle part's got quite a bit of V and double, just to help roll rail to rail and give it that responsiveness. But I didn't want to carry the V on too far, because I could see for knee paddling it might make the board wobbly. So yeah, that's the board, that's the template. So you can see that's the underside and the top and the rocker. So yeah, just a quick run over this one basically, and that's what I've intended to do. So it's intended to be an all-rounder, probably work as a single, but also have the option to have a 2+1 to drag it onto the rail harder and be a bit more performance. The rocker will be all round, the tail with the pintail, be able to ride that in small and big ways with the way the tail is, and yeah, nice and wide and stable. And I've tried my best to keep a lot of thickness in the middle and pull the rails down. So yes, hopefully my friend likes it, and if not, I will quite possibly glass it up and have it for myself, or ride it myself, and then maybe sell it on. But these boards that you make yourself are kind of quite personal, so definitely be keen to see how it rides. I would, if I was making it for myself, this would be 9 foot. It wouldn't be 9.7. So so yeah, I don't know what the volume is. I mean, hard to know yourself. I'd say it's well into the 70s. It's probably 70, maybe 73, 76 litres ish at a guess, but no idea. But it's yeah, the stringer line, the thickest part is yeah, definitely at least 3 1/8, if not 3 3/16, probably 3 1/4, nearly in the thickest part. That's what it measured in before I took the last sanding pass. So the intention was sort of to leave it a little bit up and see what my mate thought, and then I could maybe trim it back if I wanted to. But I was there till like 9:30 last night, and I just carried on. So yeah, I won't babble on for too long. That's it. Just to give you guys an idea. Again, if you get a chance to shape a board for yourself, go for it. It's really fun. I wouldn't advise doing a longboard for your first, second or third board. It's like this has come out really good, and I'm really stoked. But I was very lucky that it went so well, to be honest. Yeah, longer board's a bit hard. The blank was good, and a lot of the shape was there. But if you were doing it first time and you're doing it by hand, you're better off down at a 6.0 mark, because making these long passes along the board nice and even and tidy definitely gets a little bit harder, and it's a bit more exhausting. All right, cheers guys, thanks a lot. See ya.